Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Debbie here, and this video is going to be the second paycheck in August cash stuffing for the categories that I cash stuff, and I'll give you a little update on what I've spent so far. So this is the cash stuffing. It is as of August 16th. So I have the cash here that I'm going to use. There's a couple changes I've made. So for starters, we will count what we have to work with today. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, $200. That's what I'm going to use for cash stuffing. So I will go through my spending update. So my personal spending envelope is empty right now. I actually do have $31.95 left from this last 2-week period. That's sitting in my wallet that I carry every day. So I'm just going to leave it there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll over the money. And eventually what I'll do is I will pull it out. If it builds up too much, I'll pull it out and set it aside for something special. But some weeks I spend a lot and other weeks I don't. So I did do my first savings challenge on August 2nd on my first video, but then I realized I hadn't done a week 2 savings challenge. So I did roll a dice again to do that savings challenge during the week. And so another $15 went into my savings challenge. So we do have some money left for personal spending. But what we're going to do is we're going to add August 16th. We're going to add cash to the personal spending. Again, it's going to be $100 for the next 2 weeks. So that brings it to $131.95. So I'm going to put in 2 5s, 10, so that's 20. And then I'm going to put in 20, 40, 60, 80. So that'll make $100. And I'm doing it that way so that I'm going to do some rolling for savings challenges. And that way I have a bit of change if I need it. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100. And that's going to go in personal spending. And then we're going to set this aside because we're going to pull from it for the savings challenge. And I have been using both trackers so far. And so far I like having both of them. That might change. I'm going to go a little longer and see how it all works out. This was a pretty low spending couple weeks. There were a couple other events happening that weren't part of personal spending, so that kind of helped. So I'm just going to tuck that back there. So then groceries and household, we don't do cash stuffing for it. We use credit card to pay for it, and then we pay off the credit card. So far we've spent, of the $290, we have $76.27 left. I am again going to roll over the balance, and I'm going to add the funds again for the next 2-week period. So it's going to be another $290. It was a bit of an unusual 2 weeks. I think we're pretty lucky that we didn't spend as much as we thought we would. So we're going to add this. So we have $366.27 now in groceries available to spend. And groceries and household. And then in gas, again, it is also electronic. And August 16th, add funds. We're going to add 120 again. And that will bring us to $154.89 available for gas. So those are tracked there. The next one is a cash tracking, so it's my clothing. I haven't spent anything out of my clothing envelope. This is just set aside for when I do need clothing. I don't need anything yet. So we're just going to add cash, $30. So now we have a balance of 60. So I did a little bit of changing out of some toonies and loonies for a $10 bill just to clean these up a little bit. So I'm gonna add another $30, so 20, 30. So we're gonna put that in. So now we have 20, 40, 50, 60. And I'm gonna update this tracker. And 30, $60. So clothing is updated. It's nice to know I've got some money there. Gifts, again, we're gonna include this as personal cash amounts. So this is for when I need to buy gifts for people, saving up for Christmas, things like that. I haven't spent anything in the last 2 weeks. So we're just gonna add another $30. Which will make this 60. And 10. There we go. 20, 30. And in here I did also switch out for my toonies and loonies for this. So 20, 40, 50, 55, 60. I did make it into a branch this time to get some cash. So it's not just 20s this time, which makes it a lot easier to actually split these things into the appropriate envelopes. And so 60, so that's good. We're starting to accumulate for some Christmas gifts or anybody's other gifts that we need. So then we have household goods miscellaneous. We're going to add the same thing, $20 in cash. We didn't spend anything out of this one in the last 2 weeks. So kind of an odd, some weeks we'd have some weeks we wouldn't. So 10, 15, 20. And we have 20 in there for a total of 40. Oh, I used the wrong date here, August 16th. Let's make this prettier. Let's make this prettier. Give it a second to dry. And $40 here. So that's for household goods miscellaneous. And I added a new envelope during the week. So I added, I'm just gonna put this so you're not staring at my next savings challenge yet. I added a electronics and health savings. So basically what I'm adding is about $10 a week to each of them. It's to, like, when I need to replace my phone or something like that, I want to be able to have a little bit of money set aside or replace a laptop. It's not for anything that I need right away, although you never know when you're going to need it. So I just wanted to start with like $10. I'll probably have to pull from personal savings when I do need something for electronics, but I just wanted something, and I just kind of put it both in the same envelope. Because they are a small amount, and then I could just throw a 20 in if that's all I have on a particular week. And health spending, I live in Canada, as you can tell from the Canadian dollars. So, you know, like going to the doctor is free, but prescriptions cost money. And I do have health insurance through my job that does cover the cost of some things, but then there's sometimes other expenses that come up, possibly a copay or some items that aren't actually covered under the insurance plan and are definitely not covered by the government. So there's lots of things that I'm lucky because I have a workplace insurance plan, which covers a lot, because the government plan really only covers doctor visits. It doesn't cover any prescriptions. It doesn't cover any additional items that you need, like massage or physio or dentist. You can get on a waiting list for a long time for a physio, but if you go to a private physio, you have to pay out of pocket unless you have insurance through your employer. And then there's also over-the-counter meds and things when you get colds and flus. So it just kind of gives me something to set aside for when that's needed. So 10, 15, 20. But we are lucky that the actual cost of going to the doctor is covered. So that part is good. There's other disadvantages though. Get into a whole discussion some other time about that. So August 16th, 23, and I've got 2 separate trackers here just so when I spend out of here, I'll know. So I've added 10 to the help category, which gives me $20 here. And I'm adding 10 to the electronics, which gives me $20 here. And then I can just track within which one it's coming out of, or I can make a note on here. So those are my cash envelopes, and it gives me a little bit of money set aside for some things, which is good. It's keeping me on budget. I'm trying to stay on a stricter budget right now for some bigger goals we have. So then this is my savings challenge, and it's a savings challenge that in 13 weeks I want to get to $150. And what it is I'm going to take the money out of my personal spending to put in my savings challenge, which will reduce my personal spending. And what my plan is actually to roll a dice, and then I just count. So this was the first time I rolled 4, and I counted to 4 and I put $20 in. And then off camera, I rolled a 3. So I put 15 in. So now I'm going to roll for this week and for next week, because this is every 2 weeks I do the cash stuffing, and we're going to put the amounts in for the 2 weeks. We'll see where we are. So I'm actually going to move those off to the side so I have a little bit of space to roll. 1. Okay, so 1 is 5. So I'm going to put 5 in. From my personal spending, I had just put the 100 in. I'm taking 5 out. So this one is done. It will go in for week 3 of the savings challenge. And then I'm going to update that. So August 16th, week 3, savings challenge. Minus $5. Next, we're going to roll again, and we're going to see where we end up. 1. So that means the 10, because it can't count this one. It's already gone. So count 1. And it is $10. So I'm going to take a 10 out of my personal spending. We're going to color this. We're going to update this. We will do both. So this will be August 16th / well, we'll do 16th, week 4 savings challenge, because we put both weeks in at the same time. So minus 10. So this is $126.95, and this is $116.95. So that's what I have left in my spending right now, is the $31.95 that's in my purse, and then 20, 40, 60, 85 that's in my personal spending envelope that I will pull out and add to my purse. So here going to color in this. So we have our $10. It's kind of funny that we did the first 4 in a row, basically, in the first 4 weeks. Kind of thought we might roll some higher ones and be counting up in here. So I've got the 15, the 10, and the 5 to add. I have a 20 and a 15 in here. So all together, we have $5, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 in the savings challenge. So this is 13 weeks for $150, and I already have $50 in the first 4 weeks. So that's pretty impressive, actually. Knocked out a couple of the bigger ones and a couple smaller ones, but got those done. Now I need to go back and update this because last time I did not do this. So August 16th, savings challenge. Week 3, savings challenge. Week 4. So week 3 was $5 and week 4 was $10. Which brings us to the $116.95 left. So just going to put these back here. That is my cash stuffing and my tracking. So we're desperate for gas right now. So probably should have put $30 in already, but we'll be adding more gas very soon and probably go over that gas amount that we have available. But the rest of these are looking pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with that. Hoping that we've got a couple more odd weeks coming up for the month of August as we finish out August. It has a couple other odd things going on, and I think we'll settle into more of a routine in September, and hope that we can keep this budgeting and tracking going. If you have any tips or any questions, leave a comment and come back and watch another video for budgeting or planning with me. Thank you so much for being here. Goodbye.